you up with mouth-watering wings, crispy tenders and thighs, fries and sides delivered to your door. You can always cook tomorrow. That's why the fridge was invented. Get it delivered at Wingstop.com.
Order online now from the new Wingstop located at 5001 O Street.
Coming at you live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped and picked up by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Everybody have a good Tuesday morning. Thank you guys for joining us. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line, the Honda Lincoln hotline. You can jump into the conversation. Hit us with a what's up, and then we can talk. The live video stream is up, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. You can see what's going on in studio. Let's bring in the Husker Hall of Famer. He is studying the stat sheet from last night. Big guy, what'd you see?
I'm trying to look. It's crazy when you look at it. Just look at the stats, right? If you didn't watch the game, it's hard to find the reason why they lost. I mean, Indiana was really, really shoot. I mean, they shot 62%, from the field in the first half. That's, but Nebraska shot 48%, which isn't like they're shooting up bricks. Nebraska outshot them from three. Shot it better at the free throw line. But when you watch the game, it's probably just the little things, the ability to get one stop down the stretch, so forth and so on. Second chance points probably came up big, a little bit even, I would say, on bench points. Indiana outscored us on points off turnovers, but it wasn't a ton of turnovers to the magnitude. So Indiana had 14, we had 13, right? So it's not like we've seen us turn the ball over a little bit more. Oddly enough, Nebraska had this, the same amount of points in the paint, even though when you watch the game, Trace Jackson Davis went to work, and same with Race Thompson. So it's just a matter of just doing the little things, being able to get quality shots when you're still trying to make a run, and then when you need to keep the run going, have defensive stops. When they would get it within 6 or maybe 5, I think at one point in time, and they definitely was within 4. They had a bad call down on our offensive end, and then Indiana scored, and then we had a bad shot. Then next thing you know, you're down 8. So I think really it's just the little things again that at times they're showing. It's hard to say, and it's just kind of like football. They're showing progress, but you want to see it more consistent. In the Big Ten, you're not going to be blowing. This team isn't going to blow a team out by 20. So you got to find ways to grind games out. And it just takes a little bit different mentality of the players and everybody just to kind of just do a little bit more each, when you get in these type of games. And so, it's tough because they've shown, the ability to compete and, quite frankly, at times to beat teams. Just, there's been a couple times against ranked teams they gave it away. So, last night was no different, close, but no cigar. So they got to figure out ways to, play a little bit more consistent. I'd like to see them, I think they started pretty well. I'd like to see them start faster. I know Lineman, hit the first 3, but up until then, I think it was a couple possessions and it looked kind of junky, clunky. You know what I mean? And I think also the way that the game was officiated made the game kind of, just felt like it was watching the Pittsburgh Steelers play offense at times throughout the whole game, right? It was never, ever a free-flowing game. And so, you got to be able to deal with that. And so, but I think that, they just got to keep at it. There's no days off. There's nothing, some guys played well, but everybody can play a little bit better. That man had 9 points, but you only had, 3 rebounds. When you're 6'9", and you got to get some more boards. I think you need to find a way to do a better job around D. Walker to keep him in the game. 19 minutes and early foul trouble is not a recipe for success. Played a little bit more in the second half, which was really, really good. But I think he's such an effective player. If you talk to Indiana coaches and players, if you could have that stat sheet for D. Walker, their win percentage probably goes up 2 or 3 times. So you need to find a way to keep him on the floor because I think he does so many things that don't show up in the stat sheet. He's probably their best pick and roll player as far as both offensively and defensively. But offensively, when you're running pick and roll with him, there's a lot more space because he's setting good physical picks. Then he's able to catch in traffic, make decisions. Normally finishes really well against the hoop, around the hoop against bigger defenders or like-sized defenders. So when you don't have him in the game, I think it really hurts. But Andre played well. The energy was good, and you got to ride him when he's focused and effective.
They went through a couple things. Rico, did you catch the game last night?
I was in and out of the game, so I didn't get to watch much of it. I saw one massive putback jam by, I think, Race Thompson, which was fantastic.
Trace Jackson Davis, I think, tried to bring the house down.
No, it wasn't Trace. I know that.
Oh.
It was Geronimo. It was off a 3. It bounced straight up. He probably got his head above the rim and just slammed it home. And I was like, I ain't seen nobody do that.
Well, I mean, for him, you got to think, he's 6'6". I think he was 225. He comes off, plays 21 minutes, didn't miss a shot, 8 rebounds, 10 points. He had a block, an assist. I mean, that plus minus to him might be like 30. You know what I'm saying? Bench player coming off and shoots perfect from the field and has in his second on your team in rebounding. You know what I'm saying? That's being active. And not every game is he gonna go 4 for 4 and 2 for 2 from the free throw line, but the activity I'm sure has been pretty consistent. So I think he is the guy that you look at that came off the bench and was really, really the biggest difference. I think showing up, Trace Jackson Davis is going to get his, right? He's legitimately a NBA lottery pick. Race Thompson is going to do what he does, and this is what he does. 12 and 7, 8, 9. That's what he's going to do every game. And then you got to think one of the guards are going to do something. But when you got the bench player coming off, or 2 bench players giving you 19 points off the bench, you can cut that in half. We're walking away with a victory.
It's always interesting how teams line up, and both teams last night don't use a traditional center.
Yeah.
Like they don't. And so the way that they're able to play, this is why I thought they would change the starting lineups, at least to make Indiana adjust to an adjustment, right?
Yeah.
Adjust to an
adjustment. Take them out of their comfort zone. Right? Indiana ain't changing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, at least let's have them consider that, hey, they're going to run some stuff at us that we haven't seen.
But they're not going to roll out. They're not going to sit Race Thompson if we came out there with both McGowans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that makes them play a lot different if you possibly do, right?
Well, what you're trying to do is force guys who aren't used to having the ball in space to have the ball in space.
Right.
For them to be uncomfortable in the normal things that they do, because let's say there's additional pressure. You're going to trap corners for 2 possessions or 3 possessions just to make them uncomfortable. You can't walk it up the court and just plot your possession. You have to scramble a little, and you could do that with the guys coming off the bench. You could do it with the starters. The starting thing is going to be an issue for me, because they've got to change the way you come out into games, and then the adjustments. It's what you talk about. The first 4 minutes of the game, the first 4 minutes a half, first minute 4 minutes.
It's no different. I mean, it's
right. It's constant. It's constant.
Yeah.
And you have to manage those moments.
Yeah.
One, if you're preaching to Derek Walker that he needs to be more physical against Big Ten bigs, well, guess what's going to happen?
He's going to get more fouls.
He's going to get more fouls. So you have to change your approach and say, listen, we need you on the floor more than we need for you
to be on the bench.
To be on the bench because of one extra bad defensive possession. Right? It's never going, it's the philosophy of be in place, in the right space, and on time. And then whatever the results happen from that, look, he was 10 of 16 anyway.
Yeah,
it would have made more sense
he's showing up. He's showing up at PBA. Wherever he goes, this is what he's going to do.
Well, look, they did a pretty good job of defending him in Bloomington.
Right.
So he had a chip on the shoulder walking in the door.
Right.
Like, it's, wait a minute, you made it difficult for me last time. I owe you one. I got to get, not only do I have to get back, I have to get even. So that's a part of the process. But how you defend that, how you attack the people around him will affect his efficiency. Like
exactly.
If I can make the guards scramble, if I can make them, force them out of just walking up the middle of the floor into a sequence that they want to run anyway. Well, no, I can push him 2/3 floor and get him to a corner and make him work. And if I can make him work for 3 possessions in a row, bringing the ball up, because it's what teams do to Verge. Like, they wear Verge out. That's the thing that people miss. They pick up Verge, foul line, other end of the floor. And they do that for 5 or 6 possessions, which always throws Nebraska's offense out. You know, because you know what happens? Verge is trying to get the ball across in 10 through work. He's got his head up because he's afraid a trap's coming. And at that moment, Nebraska has already set up in its offense. And they're standing. They're standing.
Watching.
Well, right? To watch what's coming. And then Indiana goes, oh, I identify what you're going to run.
So now we can adjust.
You've got to change pace. You've got to change attitude. But that's stuff that, you know, you could figure out. I will certainly pick Buzzy's brain about it. We're gonna have Kobe Webster at 10 o'clock. So we can ask him what that process is. Him as a point guard. Kobe tends to process that a little differently than Verge.
Yeah.
Bryce, because he can see over them, processes pressure better or differently than Verge.
Sure.
People need to recognize how much wear and tear the usage on Verge affects. That's when you don't finish plays at the rim, that's fatigue. See, you're not talking about necessarily bad shots. You're talking about in a scramble, you are tired.
Yeah.
And it's a thing they have to adjust.
Yeah, they got to adjust. And, first and foremost, I like the energy, Trey brought. Just him being on the floor. You saw so a lot. Good. The accountability was there. The communication was better. The passion was there. I'll say this. I always like the energy Tamanaga brings. I wonder if it'd be a little bit better for him coming off the bench, because every game that he's been in, all 19 games, it's never been. He's done. He's had those energy plays, getting a hand on the ball, diving for a ball, trying to finish. The extra effort to get, say, Verge out of a tricky situation, trying to make an extra pass, you know what I'm saying? So I think that coming off the bench might help. I've always thought I'd like to see CJ starting, definitely Trey, just to see what the combination is, because I think
you have to change, right?
I like CJ because he brings a little toughness, I like his mentality, and I'd like to see what he does, because I think he plays with good energy and stuff like that, and I think it would change his mindset a little bit.
He's got a little bit of that in him.
Yeah. So I mean, just to see it, and I said it before. See, Eduardo, the Andre say, look, dude, sometimes if we go get big, let's see what you got. You live on stage.
We just never know what we get with him.
But it doesn't matter though. But here's the deal.
He's literally like a box of chocolate.
He's like an enigma. He's like an enigma, right?
Right. We never know.
But if he, I'm sure he's saying he'd like to start, right? Or he thinks he eventually wants to be a starting player.
Yes.
Okay. Then we're going to see, so we can learn how you're effective in these pressure situations. And if it doesn't work out, we can always bring you to the bench and reset. At this point in time, the ultimate goal has to be to win games, not to deal with somebody's ego, whether you're out there, in the first 2-3 minutes when they do the starting lineups and they run the, power and light show at PBA.
Yeah.
Because it all will be working as it work itself out. Because let's just say, Casey's out with an ankle sprain. Well, then you'd be starting anyway. So you get what I mean?
Yeah, it's a constant. It's a
it's
constant. Well, but that's the change of I think if you changed the way they line up and work, that you may get different results from it.
Right.
Like Lat should be able to come off the bench and give you what he gives you. It may make him better having watched it first.
Right. Kind of seeing the flow of the game and everything like that. And so you can kind of say, and then also communicating with, say I'm Latin, you're it doesn't matter if it's Trey or whatever, or and then he'd probably be talking to Bryce, because Bryce would be like a small 4, right? You say, okay, well, how is he guarding you? This is what you're seeing. Okay, well, then this is where I know the spots that I can get to. So I'm walking on the court, I'm already having a game plan, versus then, and some players are just like this. It takes them a little while to learn what it takes to start a game, and there's a big difference, man, when you go from a backup player to a starter. Because Indiana, when they're going over their scouting reports, those first 5 are getting majority of those are the guys that you're getting. All this, your weaknesses are going to be, say, a paragraph long, and then they're going to have scouting reports on everybody else. But if you're only playing, say, like Kobe played 11 minutes, the scouting report is going to be a little bit smaller than, say, like on a Lat man. So they're going to look at what you're good at and what you're not good at, what I'm going to take. And if you're doing something really, really well, they're going to take that away right away. And they're going to make you do something else that you don't want to do. And it's a different mindset when you go from coming off the bench to a starter or a guy that people are actually game planning for.
Rico, if you would, look at pull up the stats for the first Indiana game when they were in Bloomington. Because constantly this team, especially like last year, late in the season, they made the adjustment to go to Kobe as a starter, because there are things that Kobe does in tough competition. When they get in deep water, Kobe,
it's experience. It's
right?
The experience of being there.
Yeah, like he knows.
Right.
So I think that's a part of it. He and CJ, of course, have a cool relationship.
I like when Kobe comes in. I don't even need to look at what he does.
What were Kobe's numbers?
18 minutes, 3 of 9 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 7 points, 2 steals.
So understanding that this is what happens, you also know that Indiana scouts from the previous matchup.
Mm-hmm. Lat only played 14 minutes in that game.
Right. So you have to remember that the players bring history with them. The coaches bring history with them.
Yeah. And you got this thing called tape.
Yeah, like it's really like
you got tape. You got this thing called tape that's
never heard of it.
That matches up with sometimes with this right here.
Yeah, like this report. I mean, this is why coaches. So coaching in high school, like I was the stat guy. So I was the guy that would go get the report. I was the guy that checked to make sure everything was there, and then I would give the evaluation, and I'd be the first one to talk at halftime. So I understood what message I needed to get off of that, because those stats tell a story.
Yeah.
Especially when you know what your stats are supposed to look like.
Yeah, what you're wanting to your idea of basketball is or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll say this. They got some positive checks last night.
Yeah, they did.
They got some checks last night. Now, the problem with this team is you're getting checks in some games and not in others.
Yeah.
You cannot play a Big Ten game and have 23, 24 rebounds. That can't be done. You've also got to make free throws at a high volume. And then when it gets chaotic, somebody has to be the go-to. I don't think this team knows who the go-to is yet. And 19 games in, it's problematic. Now, yeah, you just got your captain back. I kind of want to see Saturday. One, you hope it's a close game so that you can see who the 5 is going to be when things get sticky.
Sure.
Because I wasn't sure about the 5 on the floor. when they got it within 2 possessions.
Yeah.
And
it went
right.
That was it. You're down by 4.
you got it to 4.
You got to get it stopped, and you give them. Okay, they made a good shot, and then you got to get a good offensive set coming down there, and you didn't. It was a race down the court, throw it up, and it wasn't.
This is where game management and timeout usage is important. That sometimes you hold timeouts to the end of the game, but sometimes you win the game with 6 minutes left rather than with 60 seconds left.
Yeah.
And that part is like, wait a minute. If I'm Fred, if we get within a couple of possessions, you're trusting that momentum will continually carry.
Yeah.
But they're not playing the same way with the momentum that they got there with.
Right.
And they don't do the same thing. So
yeah, sometimes you almost gotta step out there and be dealing with if you do stop, quote unquote, momentum, because we've been here before, within 4, within 5, and then next thing we're down 9, and the game is essentially over.
It's just you expend so much energy getting caught up where you want to stay with that momentum, but this team strikes me as a team that when you get to that big possession,
they forget
that you have to pause.
Yeah, because they
call timeout,
right,
and reset it.
It's weird because the light goes on, the individual lights go on.
Yeah,
that's what happens. Yeah. Like, okay, we played as a team to get. There's an old saying that I remember. Walt West, that was my coach. I love Walt West. I mean, he was nobody knows who the heck he is. He was from New York, came and coached all my AU teams. He's like, the same way you got to play the same way that you got up by 20 if you're down by 20.
Yep. Well, but that if they can just get over that hump,
right.
And
it always resonated.
All
with
the
me.
Stuff, the same sequence. Copy success.
Yeah.
This team doesn't copy success. It drives me crazy. It's if you've had success in a 5-pass offensive sequence.
Yep. I'm 5-passing you to death.
Right, like just stay in that space.
I'm 5-passing you to death.
Like okay.
Hey, to death, Rico.
Right.
Even if it's back,
if something works, don't go away from it.
Hey, Rico.
Yeah.
Even if we just going back and forth. We're going
1,
to get
2,
5.
3, 4, 5. All right, let's go.
Oh, let's go. Like it's there. We'll throw it to break. Rico gets to rant. We'll see what Rico comes up. We'll find out what's up with Rico when we return.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You spend more time in your garage than outdoors in the wintertime. Isn't it time to get it organized? Call Travis at Classic Garage Solutions for his variety of organization packages. Turn your garage from a cluttered mess to a clean, organized space that'll be the envy of the neighborhood and something you can be proud of. You don't need to bring the same clutter from last year into the new year. Travis has storage options for cabinets, monkey bar shelving, or slat wall, and more. Call Classic Garage Solutions today at 402-730-1638.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted best small bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
The place you call home should always be a place of comfort. Warm and cozy in winter, cool and relaxing in summer. If your home isn't delivering the comfort you expect, call Bryant. It's more than just hot and cold to them. It's about providing the best comfort solutions. And Bryant gives you a full 24-month test drive on your home comfort system. Get full details at BryantLincoln.com or call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff at brokersinsurancenE.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
An incredibly mild Tuesday on the way. We'll top out near 59 with west winds at around 10 to 15. But a strong cold front will move through the area tonight, increasing cloud cover, a low down to 13, and only a high of 17 tomorrow with a north wind gusting over 20. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Landmark Implement, your local John Deere dealership, is hosting their annual sprayer clinic at the Buffalo County Fairgrounds in Kearney, Nebraska, February 2nd and 3rd. Landmark Sprayer Clinic offers expansive equipment and technology training on different models of John Deere and Hagie sprayers. Learn about the newest technology, machine maintenance, spray tip selection, and more. We'll be offering free dicamba certification. Join us February 2nd and 3rd in Kearney. RSVP by calling your local Landmark location or at landmarkimp.com/events.
Our public school teachers want every child to learn, grow, and succeed. I'm Jenny Benson, president of the NSEA. School's in session, and it's key to build a partnership with your child's teacher. Visit with them and ask for an overview of your child's strengths and areas for growth. Ask for recommendations for activities and opportunities so you can work with your child to harness their strengths and address their challenges.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association on this station.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Old School 93.7 The Ticket. Jay Foreman, Rico running the board and control of things. It is that time of day where we need to get it all out. Oh, let's ask Rico, what's up?
Hey, guys.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. This is going to be a little weird one.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Shocker.
Telephone ring and you wanna chat? Well, sit on down and tell me what up with that.
Here we go.
Yesterday, during Vershawn's show, Vershawn and his producer Nicholas came out to the production booth. Nicholas,
yeah,
that's what I call him when I'm upset with him.
Mm-hmm.
Came over to the production booth and they saw my hands and they were like, "Oh, you got your fingernails painted?" I said, "Yeah, my 2-year-old decided to paint my fingernails." They're like, "Oh, you didn't take it off?" I'm like, "No, why would I?" They're like, "Oh, you just got your fingernails painted, man. I just don't know." And I was like, "Yeah, she painted my fingernails and she would know if it's gone. I'm not going to break her heart like that. And also, it doesn't hurt me to have my fingernails painted."
Yeah, especially
so
you're just
I'm
hanging out
fine
with
with
people
it.
that know you have a daughter who likes to paint your nails.
So I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
So I don't see why it's an issue if fathers get their nails painted by their daughters.
Every father gets their nails painted by their
I don't think it's a problem.
Like I would have I would not offend my daughter by wiping off what
It's gonna fall off eventually. I'm fine.
Yeah, like no, but this is a big thing for her. Like this was a big thing for my daughter.
It was
this is one of her favorite. Okay, Daddy, let's sit down.
She painted her mom's nails, and she kept saying it was actually 3 days because she kept saying, "Daddy, I want to paint your nails." And I was like, "Okay, once we finish eating, we're gonna paint nails." And we'd finish eating, we'd sit down, we'd be watching a movie, and she would fall asleep on the couch. And finally, one of the nights, I was like, "Hey, baby girl, do you want to paint my nails?" And she ran and she grabbed her fingernail polish and she came over and I had to help her out because it's really watery, so I didn't want her to get it everywhere. So I'm like, all right, and wipe off the sides, give it to her. I put my hand down and
towel down. Put the towel down.
She painted my nails.
Put the towel down.
It's pink and sparkly. I'm not mad.
Jay,
what's up?
Your thoughts?
Oh, that's all good. I got 2 daughters. I've been there and done that.
Right? Like you understand.
I don't even think it's that big a deal. Nor do I really even care enough.
Well, that's the thing. I know how happy it made my daughter to paint my nails, and now that you bring it up, so I was still active playing when my daughter was young enough to like paint my nails, and so we painted. And then we had the softball tournament. It was the all-state softball tournament, and there I am with this glitter on my fingernails. Now, there's some dudes who knew I had a daughter were like, okay, your daughter is doing work. But you got those that just say, hey, man, we trying to win a title and you out here with glitter. I said, well, okay, sit tight. Watch this.
Right.
Watch this.
Yeah, then they're going to start getting glitter on.
Like mind your business.
Right, yeah.
See, what you ought to do is go and find somebody to paint your nails.
Yeah, because you're the only one striking out in softball. You're the only one striking out in softball, so maybe you need to change. You need to like Bull Durham and put on some what female garter belts.
Yeah, but the rose goes in the front, big guy.
Yeah. Little slump buster.
Yeah. That's not what that is.
Yeah. Right. Mark, was it Mark Grace?
Yeah, that's
remember Mark Grace talking about his slump buster? Good old Mark Grace.
Him and Wade Boggs and Lenny Dykstra.
I used to always watch Mark Grace when he played for the Cubs, and then you read the story about his little slump buster act.
Oh yeah, he was. I'll be careful here.
You gotta be real careful.
I'll be real careful. I understand.
I hear you. You say just by any means necessary.
I understand. So yeah, we will pass on the message to Rashawn and Nicholas.
Yeah. Well, I was telling them yesterday. They were just trying to laugh at me, and I was like, dude, I don't care. Like, you can laugh at me. It's not a big deal.
No, it's a huge deal. You are there for your daughter.
Yeah.
What they feel about it is not really the concern.
Your feelings mean nothing to me.
See, there you go. I'm with you, Rico. Like, we got your back on this one.
Except, like, it's really annoying because, like, it's like water based. So sometimes when I wash my hands, it just starts like coming off.
But see,
so then it's just getting everywhere.
The real deal, Jake, is that Jay is that Rico really like he's starting to enjoy it.
Yeah,
and that's where the issue.
I'm not enjoying it. It's like the glitter, and like sometimes I just feel the glitter on my thumb.
No,
so
Jay, you know how I know he's enjoying it.
The way he's holding his hand,
right? Like he went from his palm facing him.
You know he's blowing his nails after.
Right, to the full extent.
When he put his hand on the steering wheel, he looks at it.
When the sun hits these just right, you get all the sparkles.
Yeah. See, he knows. Like full confessional, we get it.
I know it's fine.
It's all right.
I don't care. You gotta look. But you gotta play it out when she first paints it. So when she paints it, she goes, do you like? And I go, oh, baby girl.
Yeah, you have to sell it. That is a.
And then she gets so happy. And it's like, yes.
We have to ask Mark Onweiler whether he's gone.
I guarantee he has.
Right?
Yeah. The problem is now she likes to sit and help Rachel with her makeup sometimes.
Ooh.
So that's going to be interesting in a couple of years.
Oh.
Yeah. She gets the brush. She doesn't use any makeup, but she has the brush. And she's like, Dad, I don't do your makeup. And she just brushes my face.
Do you think that Mark's daughter has brushed his beard with like makeup powder?
No, probably not.
What? No?
Probably not.
I mean, Mark's a baker.
Mm-hmm.
And they do stuff together. I'm gonna bet that he has.
Okay.
We'll have to ask him. Yeah, we'll have to ask him that. All right. So, Jay, in the next segment, there's been a lot of movement, a lot of commitment talk. Young players are committing to the University of Nebraska. I'll ask your opinion on said players when we come back to Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff@brokersinsurancene.com.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
The place you call home should always be a place of comfort. Warm and cozy in winter, cool and relaxing in summer. If your home isn't delivering the comfort you expect, call Bryant. It's more than just hot and cold to them. It's about providing the best comfort solutions. And Bryant gives you a full 24-month test drive on your home comfort system. Get full details at BryantLincoln.com or call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com. Need to send a message? Send it with cake. Congratulations. Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you. Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
Security First Bank. We're the bank, and we make your mortgage more manageable with flexible terms, trusted advice, and competitive rates. When you work with us, we'll know your name, but we'll also get to know your home dreams too. Security First Bank of Lincoln. Voted best small bank in Nebraska by Newsweek magazine. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. NMLS number 505011.
Southeast Community College has learning centers in Falls City, Hebron, Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, Wahoo, and York so that you can take credit and non-credit classes at a center nearby without having to travel an hour or more to campus. By taking online classes and those at a learning center, you can earn your degree from SEC where and when it's convenient for you, all at a cost that won't stand in the way of your education. Learn more about SCC's learning centers at southeast.edu/learning centers. SCC, your path to possible.
Did you know your air ducts can hold up to 17 pounds of dirt, dust, pet dander, and so much more? John Henry's is here to help make the air you breathe cleaner with a duct cleaning. If you've never had your ducts cleaned, now is the best time, especially if you have pets, someone in the home with allergies or asthma, or you've ever done a renovation. Find out more at jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call or text today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
An incredibly mild Tuesday on the way. We'll top out near 59 with west winds at around 10 to 15. But a strong cold front will move through the area tonight, increasing cloud cover, a low down to 13, and only a high of 17 tomorrow, with a north wind gusting over 20. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. One-on-one we'll have Kobe Webster will come in and talk Husker hoops with us and maybe answer some questions. He is honest. He will tell you the truth.
Hey, well, I'm gonna tell you this though, man. I don't get D-Walk. Homeboy tried to come and bam on D-Walk, sat you down, homie.
He's like, nope.
Yeah. It's
Nope.
terrible. No. And then turned right. The thing I like about it, no remorse either. Turned right around and went to the bench. Went right back because it was a timeout. Sit down there, son. You talking, come in here and talking slick and getting up in my boy's face. You come in here, you're going to get clothesline. Eloquently.
I do want Josh is on the text line. He says, "What's up? Hey DP, what's up? Do you think this team would be better if we had an actual center and Walker play power forward?" Yes,
that's
absolutely.
why I say you put old French. I'm gonna call it Eduardo Andre. His new nickname is the French Connection. Put the French Connection out there.
It again. That's another thing. Maybe we'll ask Kobe at 10. Like, do they ever run that at practice? Ever where they're there at the same place, same time, same five? Like to ask that question. So stay tuned. We were talking about before the break that the Huskers got some great new commitments. There are folks who said, the Kool-Aid is pouring freely. Folks are trying to resist getting excited about it. Let's start with the name that pops. So Chuba Purdy commits to the program. And first of all, give your scouting report on Purdy.
Well, he's got good size, got a good arm. Obviously has a little bit more experience than any quarterback that was on the roster that ended the season. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously take out Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he has a history, or Whipple had kind of already been talking to him or looking at him, so, the one thing that you could like is that obviously it's something that Coach Whipple views as what he wants to see or knows what the potential or skill set as a quarterback. So you can't really tell much from his, he has played sparingly, and then, so that's good. I mean, I think he's going to fit right in. I think it's a place that he wants to be. I think he's wanted to be at Nebraska early on from what you kind of read online, which is probably a crapshoot, but when it's pretty consistent, and then obviously he commits, this is a place that he's willing to come and make a name for himself, and he's in there, and it's going to be true competition. Casey Thompson's probably obviously a more known product, in my opinion, one of the better passers in the Big 12. Had some really big games against tough opponents. Played well against Baylor. Played well against every big team that they played against, except for maybe like K-State, and I think he might have got hurt. And so you got good competition there. You got Logan Smothers in there, who's a competitor, is not just going to roll over. And I think Logan Smothers, the little that I know of him, and I don't even really know him at all, but from what I see, I think that he could be looking at it like this is a great opportunity to become a better quarterback, right? Obviously, it's a different type of quarterback coach. I'm sure that they're going to still run a lot of what they've been doing, but I'm sure Coach Whipple is going to run a little bit of what Pittsburgh did and was successful at with the future first-round quarterback this year, Heisman finalist, et cetera, along with Mickey Joseph. That's going to bring more of a maybe pro-style passing attack, I guess, in theory, coming from LSU. So you got two guys that are really, really experienced, even though one's a receiver coach, one's obviously an offense coordinator, quarterback coach, but both of them are going to get together because they've seen things and they know what it looks like to be really successful in the passing game, also the run game, which kind of go hand in hand. So as far as Purdy goes, Thompson goes, it definitely elevates the competition in the quarterback room and elevates the talent. And you got guys that can throw the ball. I know Casey Thompson, he can throw the ball on time. He can run more. He didn't have to run at Texas, so everybody's like, well, he doesn't use his legs. Listen here, they had a Heisman finalist in the first. If you took the first half of the season, that running back from Texas was running. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was he was at the forefront of Heisman talk. So they had a legitimate running game, and so he was there to obviously pass, and he did really, really well. And considering that when you have a new coach in Sarkisian, he wasn't his guy, he still continued to play well. So, it's going to come down to leadership, consistency, competition, and it's a big part because to be successful in college football, which is different than the NFL. In the NFL, I think you have to have a dude at quarterback. I think in college football, you have to have a dude in the sense of playing the position in your system effectively to the all conference within your evaluation process to be successful. So I think they're pointed in the right direction. I like that Thompson doesn't turn the ball over. I think Purdy will do that, and I think it's going to be an emphasis. And then, it's all going to start and stop with the improvement of the offensive line. And then now it'll make the running back room even better. I like what they've added there, both JUCO guys, along with the guys coming back this year, along with the incoming freshmen. I like the mentality of it, and then the offensive line is going to hopefully lead the way, and then along with the tight ends and the receivers as well. So it's look, I know everybody's saying it's the Kool-Aid X, Y, and Z, but it's either Kool-Aid or cyanide, right? It'd be cyanide if we didn't have, if we, just a couple weeks ago, is Thompson in or out? What's up with Purdy? He's coming down to the last minute. They had probably a plan and kind of had, a little bit more intel, obviously, that would happen. If it didn't happen and we were only rolling with the same cast of characters, you'd already be ready to fire all the coaches, administrations, and blow up the whole football program and maybe go down to Division II. So they did. Look, you asked for it, or during the season, people were asking for it, right? They're starting to get it. So just be happy that they've made adjustments and get it. And now it's the time to put in the work. And the coaches can only coach so much. The players have got to push each other, be okay with competition, check their ego. Nobody's guaranteed. There's no grandfathered in playing time. And like I said yesterday, ego, playing in the present, and pride, the ego's got to go. Because even if you played what you think is good last year, it really wasn't good enough.
And that's everybody.
It's everybody. Yeah, I said that even before last season. And that's not being this old hater or anything like that. It's being realistic. Like, the defense was good. It was good. I think they could be better and be great. I think they could have been better and be great last year. It came down to little things. I think the offense could have been a lot better, which is obviously you've seen at times they were a lot better than what they showed on a consistent basis. So even if you were a starter or say like on defense, a black shirt last year, don't be sitting back there and think that you're just going to be grandfathered with your ego into, say like, okay, just for instance, say like you had 5 sacks last year. When you show up in first game or over in Ireland, it doesn't mean like Northwestern, hey man, you had 5 sacks last year, we'll just give you one. Just run in there and kill our quarterback. That's not how it goes. You have to continue along the path of improvement day in and day out.
Well, they have 8 months to scout.
Well,
every Husker player.
Sure, but this is individual choices where you're doing self-scouting, self-assessment. Nobody's arrived, right? So nobody can afford to miss a workout. Nobody can afford to do that, because in the outside linebacker room, I know for a fact there's a couple of dudes that you ain't heard about that they're going to be, assumingly going to be coming. Okay, so I'm here. Okay, time is now.
Let me ask you a question, and this is, I'll ask for as honest a response as you can give. well, because you know what it should look like, and you're also, even if you're not there all the time, you're close enough to know who's putting in work and who's not.
The real work,
right? At what point, where is the line to fans asking, okay, Jay Foreman, give us the real? Like, who's working in your mind? Do you feel like you have the ability and the freedom to say, I love the way these guys work, and not have to worry about folks coming after you?
Like if you mean if somebody in the street asked me, or if I was down there and if somebody asked me?
Well, here's the thing. You have eyes and ears to the program that 99% of this fan base doesn't have.
Yeah.
So you could change the narrative about players because you're speaking from your knowledge of it.
Right.
I think it would be fascinating to have your scouting reports about players as you see them.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Someone wouldn't like it, but yeah.
Well, but I mean, understand. But here's the thing. I want to get in this space. I want to get free and authentic enough that we can tell people the truth about
Yeah, I always feel like, I don't mean to cut you off. I always feel like when I talk to any of the players, the ones that I talk to more than others, I always try to be. I know how hard it is to play a football game, and I know what the well, at least the courage, the effort, the willingness to go out there and fail at something that you care about extremely, what that takes on a day-to-day basis, and then obviously doing it out there in front of friends, family, and fans, and millions of people sometimes that watch big games. I know what it takes, so I always try to talk to them about, one is what they do well, what you can improve on. So when we're talking about improvement, that's kind of like what I guess a negative, right? I don't ever say I don't believe, and this is maybe just me being, dumb or whatever. I don't believe I believe there isn't anything that a player can't get better at. Now, will you become all pro at that?
But I want you to repeat that.
I don't think that there's ever anything that a player can't get better at, right? So because I've had to do it, and now was I ever to the player that I wish I was? No, obviously I would be.
But you kept chasing it, and it was a constant.
Right, but I definitely exceeded expectations. I know for a fact I did, right? So that's all I try to talk to them about. And so any scouting report, it would be along those lines. Now, I'll say this, and I said it maybe at times during the season. I said it definitely after the season. I think addition by subtraction, and I haven't been around the team at all, but I'm just saying from what I can see or sense that addition by subtraction, but for the most part, will be tenfold, and I would like that. Now, there's guys that I'm a really miss, and the team's going to really miss, like Dismuke and Williams and stuff like that, right? Just it's not even about them playing; it's what they brought to the team, right? The ability to want to be led and to lead, right, in their own different way. Those are guys are tempo setters, standard setters, not afraid to speak up. So, but I like the, for the most part, I like the makeup of the team last year. But I saw some stuff that I didn't like. That was, behind, and it had nothing to do with any of the coaches or anything. I just felt like there was more that could have been done. Truly, you talk about it all the time in basketball. Are you giving me fake hustle? Or you give me real? Are you giving me fake work? Or you give me real?
But can you call that out? Can you do you feel? Well, you have a microphone,
right?
Like,
I haven't been around at all to know.
Well, you can talk about what you see, what's on film for game days.
Sure, yeah. Just in general, you see. Look, I just think that
and it's not being abusive. Like, no, it's not,
because it's not. I just think it's the ability to, if you're running a combo block, okay, with three guys, I can't hear. Don't tell me that you're playing good. Okay, I don't want to hear that, because I know enough. Because in order for me, I look at it like this: in order for me to survive against Larry Allen, Kevin Gogan, Reuben Brown, and all those guys that were legitimate Hall of Fame players, I had to know offensive line schemes.
And you faced them all the time,
right? All the time. So in order so there was no fair dodging, as we used to like to call it, because you doing some take-ons. Okay, when you showing up at the stadium, you ain't just running and hitting, and you ain't get to do it like these guys playing. You taking on, and you're expected to make plays. So in order for me to do that, I had to actually think outside of the box. And I learned this in college playing in the defense, which what we called the bubble, right? Which was we ran an over or under front, and then we kind of slid the linebacker up, not as a on the ball defensive lineman, but you guys
are going 50 and 61 back in the day.
We were we were doing some stuff, but then you had to cover out of there. I had to cover tight ends so you had to figure out different ways to be successful.
Y'all were deceptive. You guys were deceptive. Look, you were physical, but you guys were cerebral.
Right, but you had to do that in order to be survived. So then when you get to the NFL, in order for me to play well, I had to study blocking schemes. So if I had to study blocking schemes from a defensive standpoint, I know offensive enough blocking schemes just on the basics of what it looks like, because no matter what offense you run, if you're combo blocking, trying to slip block, down and around, whatever fancy names you want to call it, it's still the same thing. it's angles, it's teamwork, and what looks good. So if somebody's talking to you about it, and you're saying, and your first response is, "I'm playing well," then that's why I know why you're not blocking well as a unit, right? I mean that's it. Because
but if I talk
to you about pick and roll, or if I'm talking about, say, Kobe comes in here, I talk to him about pick and roll, and he's like, "Well, I'm scoring off of pick and roll." Well, then I know I can't talk to you about pick and roll because there's more than the pick and roll than you turning around the corner and scoring. Because sometimes on a pick and roll, your job is to facilitate versus
and then what? Yeah,
right.
Like and then what is where,
because there's probably 7-8 different things you can do off a pick and roll besides score.
And so both and let's say for and baseball is unique in that you don't have to have those discussions,
right?
with
Because
people.
you're playing baseball.
You either make a play or you don't.
Baseball. The funny thing about baseball, it's a team sport, right? Because you think about, like, what do they call them, the idiots or whatever, the Boston Red Sox, right? Remember when they won? Yeah. Remember Johnny Damon named them the bunch of idiot, whatever he called them themselves, the dummies or whatever.
What was the nickname for the Red Sox? What was that?
There's a ton of nicknames that I can't say on the radio.
Oh,
okay. Well, anyways, Well, anyways, so that's a team, right? You see the different stuff, y'all. Close teams. Dirtbags.
Yeah.
How close they were, right? And the personality, but actually, they're a team, right? You talk about what they do in the clubhouse, whether it's the different dances, sunflower season, all that stuff. So yes, that's a team, but really, baseball is an individual sport encapsulated in a team surrounding.
Yeah, it's, are you willing to go opposite field instead of trying
those
to
are the things those are the few things that you have to do,
right,
to do that. Like, will you sacrifice swinging for a home run just to move a bat or just to get some offensive flow? But at the end of the day, when you show up, if you go 2 for 3 and don't have any errors and run out every, if you cover first or third when you're playing the outfield, or cover second and center field, and you run out every play that you had to on there's nothing else that you could do, right? Because that's all you can do. You doing those things can't make Jay Foreman, that's batting 3 batters later, hit a ball.
Yeah, you could have sight and eyes on. You can tell what the pitching selection.
But you're not helping me do anything, because your job is to swing at the pitch that you're supposed to do.
I can make you a better throw.
Right.
I could be a sharper relay. I can change position. That sort of stuff. But with basketball and football, there is so much. If this, then that, and if not that, then this.
Right. And
that happens.
Right. And there's a reason why guys like, I know what you're asking about football. There's a reason why Draymond Green's going to be a Hall of Famer and maybe be 10-7 and whatever, right? Because he does everything that he needs to do at such a level that he's a Hall of Dennis Rodman, right? So when it comes to football, some of those things and those are individual choices, because I know they weren't being coached. And that's why I would say that, like, yes, I love the new additions to the coaching staff, right? I do, regardless of their old, young, or whatever. I like the new additions, but I also am not going to sit up here and say that the other coaches that were here didn't coach, for these guys to be successful, right? Because I know for a fact now, there's never been one, and I wasn't in a lot of meetings. I've been in a few practices. Never once was anybody told to do the stuff we're doing on punt return. Never, not once.
That's the part.
But the problem when you're here at Nebraska, sometimes when you're the only show in town and you can get this, like I said, I always talk about the ego present, be where your cleats are. It's the hardest thing for a young athlete to understand, because they weren't brought up in the same type of sports environment that we were, because they've always kind of been this internet type of instant gratification, right? And the emphasis on doing the right thing in order to win the game has never been the emphasis, right? And if you're not getting what you like at certain club team or 7-on-7 club team, then you go and play on another one. Or I'm only going to play on this team for this amount of time, then I'm going to go play with a better team. So I'm going to leave my teammates. That creates an individualism in the ultimate team sport. Basketball, football, hockey are the ultimate team sports. And you can't do that.
I fall in line with this because I was having a conversation with some old heads, and they said, well, the old heads fell in love with the process. Like, would love just to go play. Just to go play.
And play the right way.
Right.
Yeah.
And now it's more about, as you said, instant gratification. But I think in this that I don't want to exclude the folks who go and do the individual training work.
No, because
that's how you improve.
But and it's not. And here's what people think. And this is and I'll get into, and I'll get on this soapbox. I've been on this, and I know that people will get mad at me all the time. And well, they won't slash my tires, but they always get, if I'm in IV and these people that are in youth sports boards or whatever, especially the I'll say this, from the grassroots leagues to the middle school, the high school leagues, I think it needs to change. You know, and I think that's the reason why Lincoln sports get dominated so much, is because there's no like feeder programs, right? But when you look at this and you look at the difference between Lincoln and Omaha and what they're doing, a lot of these parents around Lincoln, which in a lot of ways are just as, let's say, I don't know, wealthy or well off and are able to afford it, don't think it's worth it, right? But and they think like, oh, well, I could just send them to the high school program and that's fine. Well, what these kids in Omaha are getting, and these parents that are actually, there's kids that come from Grand Island, Kearney, past Lincoln to go to Omaha to train, right? In all positions. And there's some kids that come from Omaha to come down and work with me or whatever. They look at it just as the drills, right? Are you going to do these quick foot drills? Or all this other stuff? It's not that. That's a small part.
Can we promise at some point to do an official class on the mental side?
Right. I was just about to say that. It's not
like just do a class. Like how would you watch film? Like teach them how to watch film.
The drills and all that stuff, if you had to break it down into percent, that's like 40%. The other 60% is, I want to see how far I can push you, right? Then I can train you to be pushed more. So that's another 30%, right? Because then I know I can build that bond with you to say that I brought you to the brink of, I always call it the brink of destruction, and then built you back up. So then when you go out there, you're thinking in a different way. Then I'm thinking about building you up mentally from a spiritual standpoint, right? That you can run through a wall.
How are you going to get through the friction?
So then I'm going to also add in there to teach you about the game, about football, to make it so you can accentuate your athletic ability or any improvement. That's why I always think that there's always a place to improvement of that. You might not be like, say I'm an offensive lineman, right? And I need to get better at kick step or footwork. You're not going to be Anthony Munoz or Tony Baselli that are blessed to be able to be 6'7", 300 pounds and got phenomenal basketball feet. But you can definitely become quicker footed by really, really emphasizing it on it.
And you can understand what it is your task is going to be.
Or you can say, you know what? This guy that's actually doing it at, say, an all-conference level or a pro level is kind of built like me and has had trouble with slow feet. Has found a way to do it. I can tell you what, they always talk about the Dallas Cowboys offensive line, right? And you talk about Eric Williams. He didn't have great feet.
Allen, Newton, like
and
that
Eric Williams.
crew.
But Eric Williams, when it was a big dude, but you know what eliminated any, like, especially as he got older, athletic deficiencies that he had, and he had some injury history, was his attitude. Well, but hold on. He had a nasty attitude.
Yep.
But you know what else he added to it? Was a film study. But nobody ever gives him the credit for it. But when you watch that show about the line back then when they had Kevin go, it was that. It was the film study that he knew I
want to set up classes for parents, for coaches, for players to go through one, showing them how to do film study for basketball, how to do film study for football. Understanding, look, you can have all the fancy feet in the world,
right?
But if you don't know what you're
Yeah.
doing and what leverage you need and how they're going to defend you, because they're going to figure out how to defend you, how can you get off the line of scrimmage, all that stuff needs to be put in early.
Right.
And
Oh
it's
yeah, it does,
frustrating.
because if you're in high school, and say you're playing against, I don't know, okay, just say I'm a defensive coordinator and I'm playing against East with Noah Walters, right? And I'm a defender, whether I'm Applegate or whatever at Southeast. Okay, hey, dude, they got some Division I dudes out there, regardless. Okay, so then I got to figure out a way to stop them, and this is a showcase game for me.
And which throws does he make the most that I can affect?
Right.
What kind of pressure can I apply?
What kind of
can
pressure,
I take away?
How does this player play in the first quarter versus the third? What are the formation tendencies that they're running this pass route?
What routes
majority
put
of the
me
time?
under trouble?
What put me under trouble?
Yeah.
When can I gamble? Right? Because one of the best routes just going to the game against the Lincoln East, they just flood the zone. Flat, mid-level, 7-cut.
I asked the coach.
So if you're backside, if I'm a backside safety, backside safety,
Yep.
I'm telling the corner play inside, then I'm coming over there trying to steal something. Or maybe, guess what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'll just blitz from that side. So you have to throw it fast. Then I'm going to come up and I'm going to steal it.
We got to throw the break. And do we need 2 segments, 3 segments? What do we need? We need 3? So we need 3 more.
Dang.
So we're going to wrap.
We got to cut that crossover with Sip over. We got to keep
Well,
it
you're
grim.
the one talking 8 minutes of it.
That's the grim. Every time I see Sipple, I just get excited. A little grim.
It's you 8 minutes. It's like Jay. We'll throw the break. More old school when we come back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Southeast Community College has learning centers in Falls City, Hebron, Nebraska City, Plattsmouth, Wahoo, and York, so that you can take credit and non-credit classes at a center nearby without having to travel an hour or more to campus. By taking online classes and those at a learning center, you can earn your degree from SEC where and when it's convenient for you, all at a cost that won't stand in the way of your education. Learn more about SCC's learning centers at southeast.edu/learning centers. SCC, your path to possible.
Cake. Congratulations. Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you. Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
An incredibly mild Tuesday on the way. We'll top out near 59 with west winds at around 10 to 15. But a strong cold front will move through the area tonight, increasing cloud cover, a low down to 13, and only a high of 17 tomorrow, with a north wind gusting over 20. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff at brokersinsurancenE.com.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sutter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SutterHeyman.com.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season, enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard, increase security, and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Old School with DP and J. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
But to answer your question, I think Nebraska will be fine. I mean, this is the time where, leadership is cultivated and born. It's got to be internal and organic, and it's got to be something. And it's not just about, sending out tweets or something. You got to be there and be in it, man. You got to want it, and you got to show up. You got to show up every day, work for the betterment of the team and X, Y, and Z. So when people are talking, or when you're talking to people, it's just not noise.
If you say to people that here's what we see, these folks aren't in the weight room, these folks aren't in film study. If you say that to people,
well, I think they're there, but are you really there? It's just like, the coach.
Well, the results tell you that you're there, but you're not really
right. Are you truly invested? Are you just there going through the motions?
Will we ever get to a place where we could have those real conversations?
Well, I mean, I don't think. I mean, I think this year.
Not you, because I'm not. Yeah. I'm not. We're not
I think,
to burn
like
bridges,
I said,
right?
I think this year that these guys will be there. And all of them are good kids. I just think that they just didn't understand. They don't know what they don't know. That's a kind of a.
And isn't that true for both football and basketball?
Football and basketball, they don't know what they don't know. But I think everybody. I think I think really, to be honest with you, if Nebraska takes the identity in both sports of the only way that we're going to be successful if we win, everybody will get their individual accolades. That means don't think I have to win the game. I got to make a play. We got to make a play.
It's all ships in the water. Like it's that military thinking.
Because we don't have that ultimate eraser. And the ultimate eraser sometimes is the Trace Jackson Davis. It's the,
it's the bucket.
It's the Jordans, the Kobe's, the LeBrons. It's those type of dudes. It's the, unique. Now eventually I think we'll have guys that do that. Bryce McGowan is probably on the cusp of being that X, Y, and Z.
Verge is in it, but his way of doing it breaks things down.
Right. So it's you gotta, but we're not there yet, and that's fine. That isn't, and this is the thing. Okay, I'll get back to football. When you're talking to guys, and we had my old high school teammate who's an agent, Blake, on talking about the process of going to the league. Like if I'm telling you that, like you need another year for the betterment of you and the betterment of the team, doesn't mean I'm not saying that you can't play pros. What I'm saying is, like, dude, go when you know when you're ready. Or when you're 100% ready and there's no doubt.
Will they know that they're ready or not?
Well, if you're asking me, I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to give you factual evidence to go along with it. But don't shut me down because you're not hearing. Don't ask me a question and want the answer that you want to hear.
So does Bryce know whether he should go early or not?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, because that's the question that people are going to ask.
I mean, there's guys that are a lot more in tune with what it takes to play in the NBA than I do. I'm talking about football.
Well, with football, would it be fair to say that you would not have recommended an early release for most of the people that we're talking about?
I'm a firm believer,
right?
Like to come back and exhaust all options for it'll make you better. Now, granted, if you have injury concerns or something like that, I can get it. And if you're sometimes at a position group, you might not go any higher, right?
Rico, I'm going to bring you in from the fan standpoint. And then from that, okay. So, was there anybody that you watched on last year's Nebraska? Let's say specifics to defense. Are there any of those guys that you would have said as a fan you felt like they didn't need to come back?
I mean that didn't have any eligibility,
right?
So who would that be?
People that could have come back.
Yeah.
So who would that be then?
Well, Cam could have come back.
Okay. I'm just because of COVID, you kind of get confused, So
right.
So Cam,
D Boogie
could have come back.
DeAndre,
and that's it. Because JoJo was
JoJo
done,
was
and the two
JoJo was
safeties were
done. Stilly was done. The safeties were done.
Right. So
Those three.
So just those three.
Those three.
They all should have came back.
Yeah, I went with
At
that.
at the beginning of the season, after the way that last season ended, if Cam Taylor-Britt kept up his play, no, he should not have come back. But his play dipped. His play took a dip. He played better for a couple of games, but he didn't get back to the level that he ended the previous season. So I think he should have come back and built upon that little bit of success that he had this year.
And is that that's the consistent story for the past previous years?
Probably some
right.
guys. I mean, you got Hymas, right, that left early, went 5th round. It'd be hard for to convince me that him playing another year here, and I don't know,
moved him up to
that wouldn't have moved him up,
right? Like
but you know he's
actually playing.
Yeah, he's not playing.
He started a couple games.
Yeah, but he's not playing. I'm looking at like, especially with NIL, man. I mean, these guys have the ability to make 6 figures in.
But that also requires work while you're here.
Yeah, but they do all the work for you for that. They coming to you with checks. Now, granted, you might have to do some appearances, but dude, you getting paid. Your scholarship is taken care of, so your whole like living expenses and all the perks and stuff are done, and then you can get 6 figures. They're not just saying, well, you got to go work and make it all yourself. You're 3/4 of the way. Okay. I'm looking at it like, okay, so just think about it. If you decide to come back and school starts January, was it today, 18th, right? So that means essentially 9 months. In 9 months, so that would put you in, well, not 9 months. So that would put you, okay, just go to October, right? So in 11 months, you get to, you're going to obviously probably start. You probably know what your strengths and weaknesses are, because I'm sure you kind of flirted with it. You're going to be taken care of from the training staff, food, X, Y, and Z. And that essentially, whether you look at the schedule or not, your team could have a better record. So that's going to elevate you even more. But then you also know, it's almost like if I was able to come back my rookie year, right, being a late 5th round pick, pretty much a 6th round pick because I was a comp pick or whatever you call it, but 5th round pick, and play another year in college, right, being really, really coached, and that I think 99 team was probably better, but then know what my weaknesses are, knowing that when I'm playing it, knowing as I'm going through the spring that Rico and DP from Packers and Falcons or whoever, the whole kind of like blanket, like, okay, you need to be, we want you to be between this weight and this weight, this 40, we want to see these type of plays from you. We want more, whatever it may be. And then obviously if I'm talking to the coaches, they're knowing it, then we need to work together, not build it around me, but this is what I need to improve on. And I want you to help me get better at it in the system, because it's going to be beneficial for both of us, right? Because if I come back as in this case, I would be 5th year starter or whatever, come back, the better that I play is better for you. It's better for everybody, right?
It makes sense. We'll throw the break there. I still want to stay in the space. We got a nice text that I want to respond to as well. We'll do that when we come back to Old School.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The place you call home should always be a place of comfort. Warm and cozy in winter, cool and relaxing in summer. If your home isn't delivering the comfort you expect, call Bryant. It's more than just hot and cold to them. It's about providing the best comfort solutions. And Bryant gives you a full 24-month test drive on your home comfort system. Get full details at BryantLincoln.com or call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Herrick Services in Lincoln reminds us this winter to drive safe. Snow and black ice can pull your feet out from under you and put your car in a tailspin. In 2022, watch your speed, watch your step, and save those text messages for when it's not going to cause an accident. This safety message from Bart, Mike, and the folks at Herrick Services, your vending and snow removal specialists here in Lincoln. Visit them on the web at herrickservices.net. Herrick Services, wishing all a safe and healthy winter season.
Casey's General Store is giving you the chance at winning 2 free tickets to a Nebraska home basketball game this season. Stop by any Casey's location in Lincoln throughout basketball season, enter your name into the registration box, and you'll have a chance to win 2 tickets to an upcoming Nebraska basketball game. Every drawing will occur at least 24 hours before the game that has its selected winner. So make sure to get to any Casey's in Lincoln today for your chance at 2 free tickets for Nebraska men's basketball games.
Did you know your air ducts can hold up to 17 pounds of dirt, dust, pet dander, and so much more? John Henry's is here to help make the air you breathe cleaner with a duct cleaning. If you've never had your ducts cleaned, now is the best time, especially if you have pets, someone in the home with allergies or asthma, or you've ever done a renovation. Find out more at jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call or text today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Shopping for insurance can be a tedious and frustrating task, but the agents at Brokers Insurance Agency will do the work for you. They have partnered with over 20 of the best insurance carriers in the nation, which allows them to do the shopping all for you. Whether you're looking for business insurance or employee benefits for your company, or you're looking to save money on your home and auto insurance, Brokers Insurance Agency has the agents and solutions to help meet your goals. Call 402-420-5353 or email staff at brokersinsurancene.com.
This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
That is Junior, Mama used to say. British rapper.
Yeah.
Singer. Yeah. We'll go short here. Rico, can you read this text so we can address that?
Yes. Yes, I can. Unknown texter. What's up, guys? Cam Jurgens leaving is the one that rubs me the wrong way. I almost always side with the players, too. Austin Allen should go because tight ends get hurt so much. Cam is a Nebraska boy. Frost is why he's a center. Frost stuck with him through a lot of bad snaps. Staying is legit better for him. I just don't get it.
There's a lot of meat on the bone or whatever.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah.
But then, same thing. I mean, Frost went to bat a lot for Adrian as well. I mean, I always joke about it, like, dang, I wish I had a linebacker coach who went to hell of high water for me like that. I'd still be playing.
Deep work, right?
Hey, I'd still be playing. They'd be like, this dude is 45 years old and still out here playing. What are you doing?
With one leg and a bad back.
Hey, can't play a lick, but he's still out there. But
come to this side of the line, I got you.
What, like you run up the middle, I got you. Like
you got to run right at me. Though. Don't go that way.
But on the flip side, I'm assuming Cam has heard something that he's okay with. And you heard it here from Blake, right? We talked about some guys. He talked about the defensive tackle he represented from Ohio State. His family, he'd already graduated. Him and his family and whoever was in their decision-making were okay with being a 3rd to 5th round pick. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So just because somebody's going early doesn't necessarily mean – it means that they might be okay with whatever, worst case scenario. So yes, I do agree with that. Maybe there should have been more loyalty there, but also you got to be if it's something that he wants to do, and he's most likely going to get drafted. I know that center for Iowa is going out, and I think he might be go top 15. They said because the homeboys are the truth. I'm sure Cam is right there, number 2. So if there's a need at center, and Cam has eventually, size permitting, if he gets bigger, has enough athletic ability to play all 3. Whether it's
I think
center
I think his versatility
and his athletic ability will secure him being drafted who knows, wherever he goes. And then once you get there, that's the hardest part. Once you get there, you gotta find ways to continue to get better. To be honest with you, I felt like I was a better pro than I was a college player. Because I was able to use the things that I learned growing up and the love of football, and there was nothing else. Because once you get to the pros, you're not. Granted, I play with Bruce Smith. Bruce Smith gonna get the quarterback. Don't matter if you play a 2-man front, 4-man front, 7-man front. Homeboy gonna get there. So you don't have to do different things to accentuate Bruce Smith, because Bruce Smith is gonna accentuate himself. Now Bruce Smith isn't gonna line up as a one technique. He's gonna be. He can play the 5, 6, 7, 8, and he can play 9. So when you get there, you're able to do things, and then you get to be able to play the pro game. And so, maybe Cam goes and does well. I think he'll do fine. I mean, you just got to stay healthy. He's got to probably continue to whatever process he went through to become a more consistent snapper. He just needs to continue to do that. And I'm sure that whoever drafts him, they're going to obviously address it. But, when you get to the pros, it's a lot different than playing at Nebraska. I can say that much, because you're playing against grown men. The weight room ain't gonna save you. You're gonna be playing against dudes that you never thought that when you start reading the where they're from, Fort Valley State, Nicholls State, and they running through. You can't. There is no plays off. And if you're playing center, one of the first things you have to be is a leader. When you think of like Jason Kelsey for the Eagles, homeboy might be 260. Might be 260.
Yeah.
So
We'll continue this conversation in the last segment. Rico's question as well gets to fire that up. All that on the final segment of 1-on-1.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, welcome to Big Chain Bar and Grill. Can I get you a drink? Which game were you hoping to see? Doesn't matter. I don't know what channel the game's on anyway. Are you ready to order? Okay, here's your check. Come back and see us again, okay?
What?
Hey, welcome back into Upside.
Slow down and enjoy the game at the Upside Bar and Lounge. Comfortable seating, plenty of screens, a great food and drink menu, and no one trying to shove you out the door. Come in, hang out, and take it all in at the Upside Bar and Lounge, open daily just east of 27th and Pine Lake.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they're hiring for production operators at $21.72 an hour and other select jobs starting at $23.42 an hour, with wages growing up to $27.55 an hour. Continental also has salary jobs available with great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljob.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Did you know your air ducts can hold up to 17 pounds of dirt, dust, pet dander, and so much more? John Henry's is here to help make the air you breathe cleaner with a duct cleaning. If you've never had your ducts cleaned, now is the best time, especially if you have pets, someone in the home with allergies or asthma, or you've ever done a renovation. Find out more at jhlincoln.com or give John Henry's a call or text today.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
Back to Old School with DP and J. Presented by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese.
Final segment of Old School, and I was wrong. My apologies. I was like, final segment of one-on-one. My bad. Okay, Rico, it's time, kind sir. Your question of the day. What do you got?
All right. We were just talking about this guy, Cam Jurgens.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may say he's possibly undersized for the center position. Cam Jurgens is listed as 6'3", 290 pounds.
He is not.
What is the average height and weight of an NFL lineman?
6'3", 300?
Yeah, about that.
The average weight of an NFL lineman.
Close to that.
315 and 6'3".
6'3", 315. Okay.
Cam will be fine. You know what, Cam? He's, if he asked me, I think he'd need another year. I think because he could be more dominant, but so forth. Whatever. That's not even an option. But I can tell you what he does. He's extremely athletic. He's quick. He has heavy, strong hands. Okay. And he has good balance. So he's not, easily knocked. He's not a swayer, left or right. He can pull. He can pass protect, kind of peel out and guard some, and do all that. So he can do everything you need to do to be successful. And, he's a competitor. He's a tough kid. And he's a stupid athlete for being that big. You know what I mean? And I still think he still will get bigger because he's a young kid. He's young. Mm-hmm. And look, he could come back for not 1 but 2 more years. So he's young. So he's not even fully mature. So I think obviously health permitting, I think his better days are ahead of him. Now he just got to be able to come in and do his best and become a better player. And that's the hardest thing to do in the league right here.
Well, we got company. He's brought goodies too.
Hey, where you coming in? I'm just looking at the reflection, man. Hey, you got that's a good friend right there, man. That's a good friend right there. That's a point guard right there, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's a point guard right there.
See, that's when you know. I said, listen, he's coming in to go one-on-one. This is the dude, right? This is the dude. When he comes in, he brings goodies with him. He's like, I got the squad. What's the hoodie? What's the hoodie here? What do we got on?
It used to be called Chinatown Market, but now they just call it Market. It's called Market.
Okay, I'm all into that.
Yeah.
I'm all into that.
He got the shoes going with it though.
Always.
I
see
and the hat. Yeah.
The feet is always good.
Yeah, we'll talk shoe game here a little bit too.
Yeah, we can do that.
Jay manages. He's Hall of Famer. He's the only Hall of Famer I know that has basic shoe game.
Well, most school, man. Because my dogs, man, that's it.
I already know. That's how these look good, but they Air Maxes. They make sure my feet. You feel me?
Yeah, I ain't trying to have my stuff barking lately. I had plenty of days of that.
Yeah, that's what that is. So we got lots to talk about here at the 10 o'clock hour. I appreciate you getting up and having time after a ball game last night. I'm gonna ask Jay to stay a bit to ask some questions because we want to have a conversation. Cool. We got stuff to break down and talk about. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Kobe Webster, point guard, is here in the spot. We will go one-on-one, or actually we'll go one-on-two with the leadership.
Have him break the press a little bit, right?
Yeah, put him under pressure. Right? Yeah. Put him under pressure. See how he responds. I'm sure he will handle. We'll be right back.